contemporary military landscape, it is often overlooked that US satellites endure relentless assaults daily from both Russia and China. These nations have successfully tested hypersonic weapons capable of delivering catastrophic strikes against the United States. In this high-stakes international chess match, it is now the United States' turn to execute a pivotal move, one that could be perceived as the ultimate checkmate by a seasoned strategist. Can you speculate on what this move might entail? It is a bold and dramatic initiative, as the United States is poised to implement a comprehensive global surveillance strategy from space, enabling the tracking of every movement and moment across the globe. While this may seem like a plot from a science fiction narrative, it is rapidly becoming a reality. What was once relegated to fictional accounts will now allow the United States to monitor every aircraft, every vehicle in motion, and every conversation occurring underground in real time. All secrets will be laid bare, and those who dare to challenge this formidable power will encounter unimaginable repercussions. We are on the brink of a new era where surveillance transcends mere concept and becomes an omnipresent force, rendering everything visible from above. Will this represent a significant advancement for the United States, or could it prove to be a double-edged sword with unpredictable ramifications? Let us explore this remarkable technology in today's naval power discourse. Recently, Russian defense officials disclosed the deployment of the Kinzhal hypersonic missile against Ukraine on March 18, 2022, marking its inaugural use in actual combat, capable of traveling at 5 times the speed of sound. China has been advancing its military capabilities by testing a hypersonic missile that significantly surpasses the capabilities of the Kinzhal missile, achieving speeds 5 times greater. This missile is part of the Fractional Orbital Bombardment System, FOBS, which can deploy a nuclear warhead into low Earth orbit and, when necessary, re-enter the atmosphere to target any location globally. It bears similarities to intercontinental ballistic missiles (ICBMs), but boasts a longer range, higher speed, and is exceedingly difficult to detect and intercept. The initial test of the FOBS in 2021 took experts by surprise. According to anonymous sources within the US intelligence community, the Financial Times disclosed that China conducted a test of a hypersonic missile with nuclear capabilities in August. Disturbingly, this missile exhibited unprecedented behavior, flying around the Earth stealthily before suddenly accelerating to strike its target. Many analysts regard this as a remarkable technological advancement, leaving US intelligence officials in disbelief. This sophisticated space capability poses not only a military challenge, but also serves as a significant warning, indicating that China has attained a new level in the space and arms race. FOBS technology, once thought to be a relic of the Cold War, may now serve as a pivotal factor in contemporary nuclear arms competition. However, this development raises critical questions that are now being discussed on international platforms. Regarding the implications of these advancements, the accuracy of tests indicates that China is poised to become the first nation to acquire this capability with the development of FOBS, a missile system designed to orbit the Earth. This advancement raises a critical question. Will it provide China with an unparalleled strategic advantage? This inquiry has the potential to disrupt the international landscape, as developments in this area are just beginning to emerge. Consequently, one must consider how the United States will respond to the threat posed by hypersonic weapons. The appropriate course of action is not to rely on outdated defense systems. Rather, the United States has opted for a proactive and innovative approach. Recently, a pivotal shift in US space defense strategy has been observed. In response to increasingly sophisticated threats, the US Department of Defense has resolved to deploy a network of space satellites aimed at tracking hypersonic weapons, a move that could fundamentally alter the strategic landscape. Recently, the Space Development Agency, SDA, announced a contract valued at $1.3 billion to launch 28 small satellites into orbit over the next 3 years. These satellites will be integral to the national space defense strategy, providing early warning and tracking capabilities for hazardous missiles from space. This initiative marks the initial phase in the establishment of a national space architecture, which will consist of 2 layers of satellites, a transport layer and a tracking layer. The transport layer is designed to facilitate low-latency military data communication for global combat platforms, while the tracking layer will concentrate on the detection and tracking of advanced missile threats, including hypersonic missiles, utilizing algorithms to process and analyze data from space. According to Navy sources, the first tranche of the tracking layer will build upon the foundation laid by the initial tranche, incorporating targeted technological enhancements that promise superior capabilities. The primary objective of the tranche 1 tracking layer is to establish a global satellite constellation specifically designed for missile warning and tracking, utilizing infrared technology in conjunction with the low-latency communications network of the transport layer. This system is capable of monitoring not only conventional missiles but also advanced variants, starting from low Earth orbit, an area that is rapidly evolving. The satellites within the Tranche 1 tracking layer will be launched from the Space Development Agency's Operations and Integration Center located at Grand Forks Air Force Base in North Dakota and Redstone Arsenal in Alabama. In 2022, Congress allocated an additional $550 million to the SDA to expedite the deployment of this tracking layer. The primary aim is to demonstrate the capability to warn, track, and target missiles in space, thereby supporting the U.S. command. The SDA envisions not only the creation of a modern system, but also the establishment of a highly resilient global strategy that can swiftly address threats and fulfill the requirements of all combatant commands while reducing deployment costs amidst escalating missile and space threats. The implementation of such a system not only offers a strategic advantage, but also signifies a significant advancement in maintaining US supremacy in the global space and defense arena. Once operational, these satellites will provide comprehensive coverage of the planet through a surveillance network, ensuring that at least 2 satellites can monitor any location on Earth at any given time. This capability not only enhances the defense framework, but also equips the US with vital intelligence in space warfare, where every moment can be critical. What are your thoughts on this impressive strategy? Can it effectively safeguard us against future space threats? Please share your insights in the comments. It is widely recognized that space is emerging as a pivotal battleground in modern warfare. Yet a pressing question remains. Can the US military adequately protect its satellites from threats posed by other nations? Russia and China are emerging as adversaries, advancing their capabilities in anti-satellite technologies. According to recent updates from the Space Development Agency, SDA, the United States has initiated the deployment of a new satellite network known as the tracking layer. This system will comprise hundreds of small satellites, significantly improving the US ability to detect and track missiles. even in scenarios where adversaries attempt to disable US satellites. This advancement marks a pivotal moment. Just 4 years prior, General John Hyten, while serving as the commander of US Strategic Command, emphasized the urgent need to modernize the nation's space surveillance systems to counter new ballistic missile threats. In a short span, the US has secured an additional $550 million from Congress to accelerate the establishment of the tracking layer, a strategy designed not only to safeguard satellites, but also to fortify America's defense infrastructure. This initiative is crucial, given the missile threats posed by China and the growing capabilities of Russia to target US satellites. Recent satellite imagery indicates that Russia is developing a laser system capable of blinding satellites, a technology that could disable reconnaissance satellites without creating hazardous debris in space. This initiative, referred to as Kina, is being developed at Russia's Krona facility, which is well known for its advanced optical technologies. The first indications of the Kina project emerged in 2002, when it was referenced in a doctoral thesis, as part of a study commissioned by the Russian Ministry of Defense and assigned to NPK, with the original objective of the project still under exploration. The objective is to create adaptive optical systems for large telescopes to mitigate distortions caused by both the atmosphere and the telescopes themselves. However, an unexpected development has occurred. Kina has transcended its original optical focus and has transformed into a space weapon, a sophisticated offensive system disguised as scientific research. 3 independent sources consulted have provided compelling evidence of the project's pivot towards military applications. In January 2014, a publicly accessible bank guarantee document disclosed that Kina was intended to establish a system capable of counteracting the functionalities of satellite photonic systems through the use of solid-state lasers integrated with an adaptive optical transmission and reception system. Subsequently, in 2017, another document emerged that characterized Kina as a space security complex, a term also associated with the Burov-Vesik anti-satellite system, which is believed to be interconnected. Moreover, the 2013 annual report by NPK is one of a few online reports from the organization, acknowledged its role in developing a laser system for photonic warfare. Notably, this report referred to Kina as a specialized quantum optical system, employing terminology similar to that used for a system being developed by Rosatom, likely related to Paraset, which is thought to possess the capability to destroy satellites in orbit. Turning to China, it is evident that they are also actively participating in this space race. A 2022 research paper authored by Chinese researchers emphasized the importance of integrating both soft and hard attack strategies to effectively neutralize SpaceX's Starlink satellite network, given the significant military and communication advantages that Starlink offers to the United States. Its destruction would severely undermine one of America's key strengths on the battlefield. A recent intelligence report from the US Space Force has indicated that China is swiftly enhancing its space capabilities, having launched over 970 new satellites in a remarkably short time frame. Concerns are mounting regarding a new military strategy from China, particularly in relation to satellites purportedly designed to facilitate precision strikes against US aircraft carriers, expeditionary forces, and air forces in the event of conflict. A recent document addressing space threats in 2024 indicates that China's military activities included the launch of 20 satellites between March and June. these satellites are not solely intended for surveillance. They are also engineered to deliver long-range precision strike capabilities against us and allied forces, thereby presenting a significant threat of space-based attacks. The People's Liberation Army-plus Space Forces are advancing a variety of offensive technologies, including anti-satellite missiles, electronic jamming systems, robotic satellites, and orbiting spacecraft. Such technologies could potentially be employed to target and disrupt US space information systems, as well as to incapacitate critical military assets in space belonging to other nations. The intelligence report further implies that the plan may perceive space counteroffensive operations as a viable deterrent against US military involvement in regional conflicts. It is evident that the notion of warfare in space is no longer a theoretical concern. The three principal military powers, the United States, Russia, and China, engaged in a competitive struggle for dominance in space, utilizing the most advanced technologies available, from devastating electromagnetic attacks capable of incapacitating entire communication networks to precision missiles designed to breach the atmosphere and achieve orbital insertion. These capabilities have become essential components of contemporary defense strategies. These advancements represent not just an evolution in military technology, but a fundamental shift in the nature of warfare itself. Sharp blades can sever connections between nations, placing adversaries at a significant disadvantage in an instant. A space attack has the potential to entirely obliterate satellite systems, disrupt communications, and incapacitate strategic military installations. This conflict transcends traditional warfare, characterized by gunfire and ground confrontations. It is an invisible war occurring in space, where each erroneous decision could trigger a global disaster. A miscalculation in this arena could yield unpredictable repercussions, potentially thrusting the entire world into an unparalleled crisis. In this context, space evolves from a mere domain for exploration to a battlefield that will dictate the survival of nations. The pressing question remains: can the United States sustain its supremacy in space? Small satellites are poised to assist the US military in detecting and countering missile threats. Yet the challenge lies in whether adversaries can devise methods to breach this protective barrier. The competition is far from concluded, and it is evident that we will continue to observe the swift advancement of military space technology, as each new development has the potential to redefine the future of warfare. One of the most promising military initiatives currently underway in the United States is the Prompt Strike program, designed for the Zumwalt-class destroyers. This program enables the Zumwalt to launch ballistic missiles that subsequently deploy a hypersonic vehicle, capable of reaching speeds 7 to 8 times that of sound before accurately hitting its target. This weapon system is being collaboratively developed by the US Navy and Army, with each Zumwalt ship outfitted with 12 hypersonic missiles organized into 4 launch tubes, containing 3 missiles. Despite the Zumwalt's substantial cost of up to $7.5 billion, many analysts regard it as a precarious investment. The Zumwalt has encountered criticism concerning its value and practical application in combat. Nevertheless, it is not merely an expensive warship. It also functions as a testing platform for cutting-edge military technologies. Initially, the Zumwalt was intended to deliver ground strike capabilities through an advanced gun system that utilized rocket shells to facilitate marine assaults on shore. However, our research indicates that the 155mm gun system was ultimately cancelled due to its exorbitant costs, with each rocket-assisted shell ranging from $800,000 to $1 million. In light of this, what are your thoughts on the current space race? Does the United States possess sufficient defense capabilities to address the increasingly sophisticated threats posed by Russia and China? The competition in space is intensifying, and the advancement of space weaponry will significantly influence the global landscape. We invite you to share your opinions in the comments section below and provide your assessment of the present situation. To remain informed with comprehensive analyses and timely updates on military technology and space defense, please subscribe to the Navy Power channel and activate the notification bell to ensure you do not miss any critical news. If you found this video informative, kindly like and share it so that your friends can participate in this engaging discussion. We look forward to seeing you in our next exciting video.